Hey y'all, Shanda here, and I wanted to share a word, a download that I got for this week and that I've been getting in all of my sessions, working with clients, and my own meditations as well. And it's like the theme of this week, the theme of the moment is courage. And it's not just courage of like, oh, I'm gonna go do this thing, but it's really about courage that's gonna require us to face our fears. This video is for those of us who are spending our time doing the comfortable things, and then we're telling ourselves that we're facing a fear, but there's really this thing going on in the back of your head. There's really this situation or this relationship or this experience that's sitting off to the left, and you're ignoring it. You are in denial about it. You're in denial about the fact that you're scared to face it. You're in denial about the fact that it's going to require you to do some heavy lifting on your part. And when I say heavy lifting, I mean you're gonna have to sit and figure out why you're scared to face that thing, because it's bigger than the thing, right? It's a wound that is making you confront why you people please, making you confront why you call it being the peacemaker, but you're really just manipulating the situation. Make you confront that you've been solving and you've been facing them in your head with your affirmations and your mindset and your journaling, but you're not putting no action. You're not putting no action towards actually confronting it, towards actually facing the fear. And so what Spirit wants those of us that have been writing in our journals about how we feel and how we gonna moving forward, and we doing the mindset and we meditating on it, courage takes action. Courage doesn't just happen in our mind. Courage takes action. And the healing work that if you've been doing healing work on your heart, and you've been doing healing work on your root chakra so you can feel stable and you can bring inner peace, and Spirit was just like, that's great, you got to do that too. But there's going to come a time when you start feeling stuck and you start feeling stagnant and you keep trying to figure out why it's not working. It's because you're not facing that thing over there. It's because you don't want to go confront that thing over there. So now it's time to take a step back, and it's time to really ask yourself, what are you scared to face? Even if it's yourself, what are you scared to face that's going to require you to dig deeper when it comes to the level of action that you take to change your life, the level of action that it's going to take to shift your world, the level of action that it's going to take to shift your life to where you want it. You're visualizing it. You got the vision board. You writing it down. You sharing it with everybody. But you still have to face those things and those people and those conversations. That is when your healing is going to show up for you. That's when you're going to start feeling empowered. That's when you're going to start feeling unstoppable. When you actually allow your healing to show up for you. And it can't show up for you if you just sitting behind your journal. It can't show up for you if you hiding behind affirmations. It can't show up for you if you hiding behind your ancestors. It can't show up for you if you hiding behind your crystals. You have to participate. You have to make a decision. You have to choose to face that thing, and you have to choose to feel the fear and do it anyway. You have to choose to let your healing show up for you. That is courage. Courage isn't just journaling about it and then saying, okay, I'm gonna shift my mindset and then everything else gonna fall into place. It will when you do your part. It will when you participate. When you go, bet, okay, let me make this choice. And you don't have to take the world by storm. It can be baby steps. But your courage that is being required of you, because you want this life, you want this circle of people, you want this lifestyle, you just want this inner peace and this peace of mind. That's going to take a certain level of courage. It's going to take action. The action is going to make you go deeper. You're going to have to face it. You're going to have to go, why do I people please? And you're going to realize it's bigger than that person that you're scared of. It's bigger than that conversation that you're scared to have. There's a reason. It's become a defense mechanism. It's become a way you've been coping with your life. There's a spiritual wound there that you need to heal. And yes, you can heal it with working with your ancestors and with your crystals and taking your herbs, but you will still have to show up. You will still have to choose differently. You will still have to behave differently. You will still have to do the action. That's the courage. Choosing differently, behaving differently, showing up differently, and doing that consistently. That is what your courage is going to require of you in this next chapter, in this next season, in your next evolution, in your next ascension, whatever you calling it. It is going to require a deeper level of action, not just the surface action you've been doing. You're going to have to go deeper. You're going to have to dig a little bit deeper on what you're capable of. But once you do it, once you tap into that thing, that's when you're going to feel that inner warrior. That's when your shoulder chakra, your core, that's when it's going to come alive. And that's when you get to actually embody and feel how unstoppable you truly, truly are. All right. Check out my Instagram post. I shared the journal prompt, but it's really about you sitting with that and writing it out. What are you scared to face? Who are you scared to face? Why do you think that is? If you face that, what are you creating space for? If you face that, are you now creating space for peace of mind? Are you now creating space to finally go do this idea, this creativity, but you keep hitting a block because they got some more stuff you got to go face? What are we creating space for? All right. Make sure you subscribe to the blog on the website. I'm going to be putting up a blog post and sharing some rituals as far as meditating with your crystals, working with your ancestors that you'll be able to do to help heal these wounds around fear and courage as well. But in the meantime, in between time, you just got to make a different choice. Make a different choice. Choose to show up in the way you keep telling yourself you're going to show up in your head. Choose to behave and show up in the way you keep saying you're going to show up in your journal. Got to put our money where our mouth is in this season. That's authenticity. Point blank, period. Courage is going to require our action. All right. Love y'all. Have an amazing day.